right. Welcome back to the castle. It's King Shit. And we're doing another cannabis related vid. This one's a little bit more hash related. I had a little bit of a Dispos score. I had renewal credits and got some good deals today. Enough that I'll be having a few videos over the next week or so from what I scored. But today, one of my favorite things to puff is hash. And it's not as easy to get as it used to be, and the hash you get isn't exactly the same as what we used to get back in the day. But there's some pretty good stuff going, and a lot of it is THCa. Now, I don't know if any of that's available through the mail. I haven't been able to find anyone did, but locally they have it at the Dispos, and some of it's pretty darn good. And before we get into it, I'd just like to state my disclaimer that this video is not intended for viewers who are not of legal age for cannabis in their state. This channel is not monetized, and all the content is intended as opinion and not to encourage anyone to do any illegal acts. And I am certainly of age, about 40 years past, so no problems there. What we got today is Belushi Farms can't quite get it to focus there. Let me back it up a little bit. That's not too bad. And Volcano concentrates. And this one is the Don Mega times Z Mints 11. And the Belushi is Cherry Pie OG. Close enough for government work. Anyway, don't know if that's readable or not, but we're going to continue along. Now, we're going to do a little bit of each and pick a winner and give a review. The usual thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs in the middle for each one, and a victor. Let's take a look, starting with the Sanctuary Volcano. Sanctuary is a local, both recreational and medicinal. The one I go to is strictly medicinal. And this one is sort of a black hash. It's between brownish black, a little closer to brown, but and the one from the Belushi Farms, slightly different kind of container, comes in a nice little paper, and it's almost a greenish brown on this one. The last one I had from them was more of a black, or I should say more of a brown, but this is, so you can see the Belushi Farm ones, as I remember, were a little lighter colored. We're going to start with that one since I got that one open. What we're going to do is we're going to put a little bit of little ground up herb. This is the grape Skittles that I recently reviewed, and we're going to break off a little piece. About like that. Not a whole lot, enough to get some taste and a little effect, I hope. Let's see. Now, one of the best ways to use this, back in the day, we used to like to do it under glass. We would take a chunk, maybe a gram of it or half a gram. You put it on a thumbtack upside down, light the whole thing up and let it start smoking and go out. Put a glass over it on the book or the album cover. Bring it to the edge, inhale the smoke, put it down, let it fill, and pass it around. This kind of hash does not do that. Well, the first time I bought it, the guy himself at the dispensary mentioned to me, he says, it's not really for under glass, you realize. And I was like, thank you for saying that. So, because, yeah, I had tried it with other Dispo hash, and it just kind of melts onto it. So if you're thinking of going that route, I would recommend that. That's the only real negative I've found about this versus the old school stuff. But so this is the Belushi Farms, the Cherry Pie OG. Cheers. Hold your tokes, people. I'll say that every single time. Watch so many videos of people taking enormous tokes and blowing them right out. I don't get it. All right, first, it's got that classic hash taste. It has, I can't say I can distinguish it from too much from the other hash I've had from them. If it was a different strain, which I don't remember, or from the hash I've had from Sanctuary, which I've had a couple times now. And again, not positive which strain I had. But let's take one more of this one. Nice, it's smooth. It's not harsh. It's not going to make you gag. Sometimes hash can be, as a concentrate, a little more likely to give you a cough kind of setup. But this is very good. In effect, I would say it's, I believe both of these claim to be just about 50-50 hybrids. This feels almost like an indica buzz. Let me see if it says. I can't remember for sure. Yeah, it doesn't really say on here that I can tell. There was something on the website when I got it, but I'm not as worried about indica or sativa. I'm worried about taste, potency, and bang for the buck. Now, this is the Belushi is 50 for a gram, which is not too bad. I did have credits though, so my little dispo. I went to two of the local dispos with both. I had renewal credits for my medical marijuana, and really got some good deals. And not on flower, since most of that I'm lately trying through the mail, and I'm gonna have very soon, maybe in a day or two. Um, not well, Lit Farms as well is coming, but I got something from THCa. Call me THCa. Spit it out, King. So yeah, and it's a $50 OZ, and we don't even know what the variety is. They rotate them, so you take a little bit of a chance. But we'll see. I've heard mostly good things. Now I'm gonna empty this. I'll go back again and finish the rest of that later. But I'm gonna give a little poke to the pipe before we go for the second. All right, and back to a little more bud on the bottom, a little more ground up grape Skittles, and I'm gonna put back the rest of the Belushi Farms Cherry Pie OG hash. And now, again, this is the Sanctuary, and it is the Dawn Mega times Z Mints 11. It's a mouthful, huh? This particular one, the THC on this one is, let's see, THCA 36.6%. And let's see what the cherry pie was. THCA 41%. So pretty close on that scale. That doesn't mean everything to me, at least, but it's it's a measuring point, something to consider. All right, so there we are. Nice little ball of hash right there. That'll go right on top. Very sticky. Visually, I think this is a little bit more appealing, a little darker. We'll see on the puff if you see a significant difference in the taste or the effect. And so here we go. Cheers. This was again the Sanctuary Dawn Mega times Z Mints 11. All right. Now, taste was different. This one a little milder, a little less like the classic hash taste than the other, but this was smooth and I liked it. I very much liked it. The consistency I noticed when you light this compared to the other hash, it kind of bubbles up and gets into like gets a little gooey, whereas the other tends to keep its consistency about the same. Let's go for another one. Took a little bigger hit and still didn't didn't find it to gag or to be harsh at all on the throat or in the mouth. And I'd say it was a milder taste, but a more pleasant taste in a good way. Um, I think feel more of a indica type effect. I think on this more of a down in a good way. Um, it'd be tough to pick between these two. I'm gonna say that the real test would probably be beyond just what I'm doing now is to you make a little snake piece out of them, roll up on a joint with some really good bud that works well with that particular strain or that you prefer with it. Well, and that I think is a better judgment of how the buzz and the taste. That's how I prefer to be with this, but I wanted to keep this kind of quick and not be smoking lots to get to the heart of the matter. So I'm going to say when you consider everything, the price, the taste, the percentage of THCA, and all of these things, and the intangibles, just why I happen to like it a little better. I'm going to say the Sanctuary I like just a hair better. Um, it's I like the taste and the feeling a little better. It doesn't seem like it has as nice a texture and consistency as the Belushi Farms, but I found that to be a little bit harsher, a little less tasteful, almost equal on buzz. But I think that would have been more, in my opinion, felt more of a sativa-ish as opposed to the Sanctuary. So pretty stoked on both of them. And when you consider the prices, 30 a gram for Sanctuary and 50 for the Belushi. And again, if you're like me and you just recently had some store credits for renewing your medical card, then there's some deals to be had. And I'm glad I picked some up. And now coming up soon, I'm going to have, again, from Call Me THCA bud that I've already received that I haven't opened, and I'm chomping at the bit, but I'm going to hang on at least till past tomorrow's Sunday Blue Show. And then I'm expecting by Monday a package from Lit Farms with a couple of OZs of some of their $39 bud. So that'll be probably an unboxing with that one, and then a second video further down, whichever bag I don't open out of those two. So there's at least that coming. And and I got a dab kit today and some waxy stuff. So I have two different varieties. So there's two more potential ones that we may look at a little further down the line towards the end of this coming week or something. And for you people out there who are in the snow belt, we're looking at some tonight. After the Bruins game today, it's time to batten down the hatches and be ready. And you can check me out tomorrow. No matter what happens, unless the power's out, Sunday Blues is going to happen. And King Shit's going to be playing the blues, original tunes as always, and puffing the stuff. And thanks for coming by. I want to shout out to all the nice people who came to check out my last video. A crazy good number for me, a couple hundred plus, and lots of comments. And the one thing people asked about on the Lit Farm stuff that I should mention is the time frame. For me, it's usually been about 7 days ish, and they usually have shipped them out within the next business day, and that's been consistent. I've gotten 5 packages maybe from them, and the one that's out for me now, when it arrives on Monday, it'll have been like 5 or 6 business days, about a week, a little less maybe. So, um, That's I think most people's experience, and they do ship. All of the ones I've gotten have shipped out of San Diego, so that give you a rough idea based on that USPS shipping what might be able to expect. So this is merry old king shit here in the castle again. Thanking you for coming by. Hope you enjoyed this. Hope you come by for more. Don't forget to check out the Sunday Blues if you're digging that. You could always like or subscribe. No pressure if you do. Love you for it. So thanks again, and we'll see you next time. Over and